Hey Mano,
Yo.
say Antetokounmpo.
Adetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Adetokounmpo.
Antetokounmpo.
Adetokounmpo.
This guy. What's up guys? Welcome to another episode of Kaki Cartel, and today we have the performance review of Giannis Antetokounmpo, say that fast, his first signature shoe from Nike. We have the Greek Freak 1. So as you can see, I have two colorways of the Greek Freak 1 because, spoiler alert, I really enjoy playing these. I think they're a fun shoe to play in and I can't wait to tell you all about the performance. But first things first, let's get into some design aspects of this shoe. I think that the shoe details on these are really nice. You can see here, we have little inscriptions here, which is Freak 1, which is a nod to Giannis' nickname, which is the Greek Freak. Moving on, we see nods to Giannis' parents, Charles and Veronica here, and also in the heel here, you can see Giannis pays respects and homage to his brothers. So he has, the names of his brothers here, which is really cool. You have his number here, 34, but it's also a play on the Greek flag. So I think that's really cool, mixing his Greek heritage and his number together. And Giannis' logo here on the tongue, which I think is really cool as well. And another thing that I find really cool about this shoe is the big reverse swoosh here. I think that this is the first time we've seen a reverse swoosh on any Nike basketball shoe. So definitely shout out to Giannis for the design on this. I think it looks really sick. So I have here the All Bros colorway as well as the Roses colorway. I just like the shoes so much that I had to get two pairs, but also I wanted to test a certain difference between these two pairs. More on that later. So starting off with the traction, the reason I brought in these two pairs is because I wanted to show you guys the comparison between this outsole and this outsole. So in case you haven't noticed, you can see here the Roses pair on top has a full solid rubber outsole, whereas the All Bros colorway at the bottom here features a blend of solid and translucent materials, which in my opinion drastically affects the performance of the traction. So when testing out both these shoes, I find that this blend of solid and translucent pattern does not work. It really negatively affects the traction pattern. Every time I would plant hard on these translucent areas, whether it be a step back or a quick cut or a little spin move, I would always feel my foot slip, which is not a good thing when you're playing basketball, trust me. So I just think that Nike could have done a better job in terms of the translucent material. Nothing against translucent materials, some of them actually work really well, but in this case, the translucent material just doesn't work. The solid outsole just works fine. It's perfect if you're cutting on your medial side here, but anytime you make a move on the translucent areas, I personally slipped a lot, and even a quick wipe, the material just picks up dust too quickly and too consistently for me to be comfortable or even feel safe in playing in them. On this pair, however, it's a solid rubber outsole. You can see there's no blend between materials. It's full rubber, full solid outsole, and these work like a dream. I just feel that if Nike had implemented a full rubber outsole on all the other pairs, this could be the top shoe of the year. Don't quote me on that. But as you can see here, because it's a full solid rubber outsole, you get full maximum coverage on all angles, in all directions, and you get herringbone here, thick growths which work, and this sort of rose-like spiral pattern. Fun fact, Giannis modeled this sort of traction pattern after his dad, who loved to plant roses. So you can see here, they sort of look like roses. And overall, the full solid outsole definitely worked. So because I've had to test out both pairs, I do recommend that if you get a chance to, definitely do get the Greek Freak ones with a solid outsole option as compared to the blend of translucent and solids. You won't regret it. If you do get the full solid rubber traction, you won't be disappointed, as traction is just money. Now moving on to the cushion, there is no difference between these two colorways, so I'm gonna explain it from the All Bros colorway perspective. You can see here, well, you can't really see it, but Giannis made sure that for a player of his size, he needed adequate cushion. So the cushion setup found on the Greek Freak 1 is a double stacked zoom unit in the heel, as well as Cushlon in the forefoot. And I just think it's a good setup. It's comfortable, it's responsive, it works. If you're a heel-heavy striker or heel-heavy player, you will definitely appreciate the double-stacked zoom in the heel, and the cushion in the forefoot just works. There's nothing special, it's comfortable, it breaks in, and it gets the job done. I'm a little bit disappointed that Nike didn't give us a full-length zoom setup. You would have thought for a player like Giannis, he would need a full-length zoom setup, or even something like a separated heel and zoom, like a separated forefoot and heel zoom. But the double-stacked unit in the heel does its job, and the forefoot cushion does its job too, so I guess I have no complaints. Cushion for me is decent, I guess. Moving on to the materials, the Nike Greek Freak one has a no frills, textile and mesh upper. Nothing special, nothing to shout home about, and I just think it works. It's not exactly premium, but who am I to complain? It conforms to your foot, it's breathable, it's flexible, and requires relatively little to no breaking time. A couple of runs in these and the materials will break in and you're good to go. Now moving on to the support. I personally like playing in low tops, and even though my ankles are not as strong as they used to be, I find that the support in the Greek Freak one to be really good. You lace all your laces up all the way to the top here. If you can see through the material here, Nike has some fly wire reinforced as well as added durability with the sort of eyelets here. Laces up all the way to the top and you're good to go. Your foot will be locked in. Some players might feel that this is a little bit too low, especially in the heel area. But for me, I find the heel lockdown and support on this really good. I did not have to think twice about if my ankle was not stable at all. Definitely a solid support on this shoe. Another thing to note is that the Greek Freak does give you that little width there for wide footers. You can see the outrigger here as well, keeps you supported when you're moving left to right, and it just works. Now moving on to the fit, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So I'm using a 10.5 and I went in-store to try my usual size 10.5, and I found that even though this is a slightly wider base, it was still too narrow for me to be comfortable in. So in this case, I went up half the size. If you have a wide foot, I do recommend you go try them in-store. Narrow footers, you should be okay going through the size, but for wide footers, my recommendation would be to go half size up, or if you want to try that in-store first, do go try that in-store. So for the fit, if you're a narrow footer, go through the size. If you're a wide footer and you do not get the chance to try them on, go up half a size, trust me. If this is the direction that Nike is going to for Giannis' signature sneaker line, I'm really excited to see what they come out with in the Zoom Greek Freak 2. Overall, I think that it's a fun shoe to play in. It's maybe not the best shoe so far. Cushion is good, traction is good if you get a solid rubber option. So overall, I think that the Zoom Greek Freak 1 is a fun shoe to play in. It might not be for everybody because of the sizing issue and certain traction issues, but overall, a decent first signature from Giannis. So that takes care of the performance review, guys. Don't forget to subscribe down to Huddle down below for more performance reviews. And don't forget to subscribe to me on Instagram at BTKicks, where I do sneaker performance reviews, hype reviews, as well as coverage of any sneaker events. Until next time, guys, we out.